Welcome dear students to yet another class on the history of English language and literature. Now we have discussed the first two modules of our syllabus. Now we are moving on to our third module, and in our lecture today we shall discuss about the interwar years, the life between the two world wars. The time period is 1919 to 1939, the interwar years, the life between the two world wars. The First World War was the greatest of the wars that humanity had witnessed till then. Millions of people were killed, many were maimed and wounded. The war drastically affected the countries negatively. Everyone longed for peace and welcomed the peace treaty of Versailles in 1919. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in June 1919 at the Palace of Versailles in Paris at the end of the First World War, codified peace terms between the victorious Allies and Germany. The Treaty of Versailles held Germany responsible for starting the war, and it imposed harsh penalties in terms of loss of territory, massive reparation payments, and demilitarization. Now we are concerned with what happened to Britain after the First World War. We are studying the history of English literature, so we are concerned with the history of Britain. So what happened to Britain after the First World War? Britain was much affected by the First World War like other countries. The economy of Britain was shaken up. Her position as the world's foremost economic superpower, it was lost, and it was lost to USA. Britain had heavily borrowed from USA during the First World War and had to pay back a huge debt, a very huge debt for her as well as for her allies. The allies were totally shattered in the war. And in 1918, we see the Representation of People's Act promulgated in Britain. Now this act, the Representation of People's Act, had given franchise voting right to men over 21 and women over 25. The women also had played a great role in the war. The end of the war effected great demobilization of the army, and many were left unemployed. The cost of living that shot up during the war did not come down to the original levels. The industries like coal mining and railway were badly hit. There was discontent and disappointment all around. Now the Labour Party of Britain, it won the elections in 1924, and Ramsay MacDonald became the Prime Minister of England. The party remained in power for 11 months with the support of the Liberal Party, but later the Liberal Party emerged as one of the two major parties in England, along with the Conservative Party. So we see the winning of the election of the Labour Party. The Conservative Party would come to power in 1924 and will rule till 1929. Between 1924 and 1929. The time of the Conservative Party was a grim period for England, bad times. Trade declined, unemployment grew more serious. The mine owners lowered the wage as the cost of production went up. A general strike of all trade unions was declared in 1926. Now the strike was a failure, but it led to the defeat of the Conservative Party in 1929 elections. So Conservative Party from 1924 to 1929. The crash in the New York Stock Exchange happened in 1929. And this will lead to a depression that will affect the entire Europe. It will affect England as well. In 1936, King George V died, and his son Edward VIII succeeded him. Now Edward VIII abdicated after 10 months of reign. His brother Prince Albert was crowned King George VI. Now there was an Irish problem. The Irish problem grew explosive after the First World War. The Irish leaders declared Ireland independent in 1919. They wanted independence. This was followed by bitter fighting between the Irish rebels and the British police force. A settlement was reached in 1921 in which the Southern Ireland agreed to become a British dominion. The new dominion was called as the Irish Free State. The Northern Ireland continued to be part of United Kingdom, so the Southern Ireland and Northern Ireland. Now with the political enfranchisement, right for vote, the man in the street became very important politically. So he had the right to vote, he became important. And what about the literature during the interwar period? A deep sense of despair and disillusionment cast a shadow in literature. A mood of pessimism, a mood of uncertainty prevailed, and it was reflected in literature. Pessimism and uncertainty. The various innovations that took place in literature were termed as modernism. Experimental quality was one of the characteristics of modernism. Imagism and symbolism also influenced modernism. So we see the development of modernism during the interwar years. The Irish literary movement, it is also known as Irish Renaissance or Celtic Renaissance, that began in the late Victorian period, revived Gaelic language and the early Celtic language and literature. Now this led to the founding of Irish National Theatre known as Abbey Theatre of Dublin. And the children's comedy also became popular during this particular time, during the interwar years. The characters like Tintin and Walt Disney creations are examples. Now, Charlie Chaplin, who lived from 1889 to 1977, he became the most popular film star of the day. Charlie Chaplin, Laurel and Hardy were rated as the most comic pair, and they made several films. Pablo Picasso became the world's most famous painter, and he created a style called Cubism. Now these are some of the important points that we can remember when we talk about the life between the two wars. So my dear students, as we come to the end of this short lecture, we need to remember a time period called the interwar years, life between the two world wars, 1919 to 1939. We have discussed about the general condition, socio-political condition of Britain during this particular time. We also talked about what happened to literature, the development of modernism that is taking place in literature during this particular period. Thank you for your patient listening. Please make a short summary of this particular period in the war years. Please stay safe at home. Have a joyful learning. Thank you.